Hello, I'm Denise Bennett, teacher at Friedel Jewish Academy, and I will be sharing with you the story Defying Hitler, Jesse Owens' Olympic Triumph by Nell Yom Tov. This is the story of Jesse Owens in the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, Germany. Jesse Owens was one of the most amazing track and field athletes in U.S. history. This story is written in graphic novel format, and you won't always be seeing the picture, so I want you to picture in your mind what you're hearing, and when I show you the pictures, see how it matches up. Maybe you have visualized things in a different way than the artist who drew the illustrations visualized them. This is a fascinating story. I think you'll like it. A Date with Destiny, July 1936, Berlin, Germany. Chancellor Adolf Hitler, leader of the Nazi Party, was chosen to lead Germany's government in 1933. The Nazis believed that white people, especially Germans, were superior to any race on earth. They considered black people, Jews, and other minorities less than human. In 1932, Germany was chosen to be the site of the 1936 Summer Olympic Games. An enormous new stadium was built to host the event. The Nazis believed Germany's white athletes would dominate the Olympic Games. They felt the world would get to see the supremacy of Hitler's so-called master race. Master race meant that Hitler believed that the race of white people would be masters of everyone, is the best race of all. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, a 23-year-old athlete trained to become a member of the U.S. Olympic team. Jesse Owens, a black man, was the world's most famous track star. Jesse was the youngest of 10 children from a poor family. When he was a young boy, his parents moved the family to Ohio from Alabama to find jobs. As a teenager, Jesse set several national high school records in Cleveland, Ohio. When he was 20 years old, he joined the track and field team at Ohio State University. He trained hard and set several international track records. During the 1936 Olympics, Owens would become the most celebrated athlete in Olympic history, and the world would see that Hitler's claims of white superiority were a lie. Challenging the Nazis. May 25, 1935. At the Big Ten Championships in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Owens set 3 world records and tied a 4th. He became the greatest track and field star in the world. Here's the artist's rendition of some of his newspaper stories. July 1936, Olympic trials at Downing Stadium, New York City. Each member of the U.S. track and field team had to win a place at the Olympic trials. Jesse Owens competed in the 100-meter dash, the long jump, and the 200-meter dash. He already held world records in all 3 events. He easily won each event and qualified for a spot on the U.S. team headed for Berlin. Owens had won a spot on the U.S. Olympic team, but would he get to compete? Many U.S. citizens wanted the country to boycott the Games to protest the bad treatment of Jews and non-white people in Nazi Germany. To boycott means that the United States team would choose not to go, and choosing not to go would show their disapproval with the government of Nazi Germany. Owens was keenly aware of the poor treatment of black people in America and elsewhere at the time. A reporter asked, "So what do you think, Jesse? Should we boycott the Olympics?" And Jesse answered, "If there is discrimination against minorities in Germany, then we must withdraw from the Olympics. Ohio State track coach Larry Snyder was eager to see the U.S. team compete in Germany. And he said, "Why should we oppose Germany for doing something that we do right here at home, Jesse?" Jesse answered, "I don't like what Hitler and the Nazis are doing, but maybe you're right, Coach. Perhaps we can show the world that athletes of any skin color can compete in the games." July 15, New York City. After much debate, the United States decided against boycotting the Olympics. The American team, including 18 black and 7 Jewish athletes, was headed to Germany. "You going to win at the Olympics, Jesse?" "I'm going to try. I'd sure like to bring home 1 or 2 of those gold medals." The athletes from each country lived at the Olympic Village, located outside of Berlin. When he arrived, Owens found that he was an instant celebrity in Germany. "Sign mine, Jesse. Sign my autograph first." "How about a picture, Mr. Owens?" Dave Albritton, a high jumper, was Owens' best friend on the U.S. team. "I don't think I could feel any better, Dave," said Jesse. "Take it easy, Jesse. Don't rush it." "Dave, don't worry about me. I think this place suits me." August 1, Berlin, Olympic Stadium. The audience is chanting, "Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler." "The chanting is deafening," said Jesse. "Hold on, he's going to speak." And suddenly the crowd turned silent. Here is Olympic Stadium. Can you guess who's going to speak? Adolf Hitler. "I proclaim the Games of Berlin, celebrating the 11th Olympiad of the modern era, to be open." The U.S. team marches past Hitler and speaks. "Did you see how some countries' teams gave Hitler the Nazi salute with their right arm?" "Yeah, and some even dipped their flags to him. I'm glad we're not doing any of that," says the U.S. team members. The U.S. team refused to salute Hitler or dip the U.S. flag. The German crowd was displeased. Jesse thinks to himself, "The German people have treated me well, but black people are everything Hitler hates. Hitler hates my skin. But I'm not here to play politics. I'm here to win medals. All these years of hard work, I'm going to make sure they were worthwhile." Here's the team marching past Hitler. Record-breaking runner. August 2, 1936. Berlin, the first day of Olympic competition. "Jesse, why are you so calm? My stomach is in knots." "Ah, come on, Dave. We just have to do what we always do. There's nobody here tougher than our teammates." "I guess so. Still." And their coach speaks to them. "You made the team at the trials, Jesse, but here you've got to qualify for the finals of each event. Today you'll be running the first 2 heats for the 100-meter. Tomorrow you'll run the 3rd heat and the finals, if you qualify." 10:30 a.m., the first heat of the 100-meter dash, and the crowd is chanting, "Jesse, Jesse." Coach Snyder warned us that the Germans would shun me once the competition started. It looks like he was wrong. The crowd's cheers did not please Hitler. Owens won the heat by an astounding 7 yards. He finished in 10.3 seconds, equaling his own world record. 3 p.m., the second 100-meter heat. "Holy cow," thinks the coach. "He ran that in just 10.2 seconds. He just set a new world record." And the crowd roared with a tremendous echoing sound. "Jesse, Jesse, Jesse." reporter quickly caught up with Owens. "A new world record, Jesse. Any comment?" "I was nervous all over. I didn't know I was running that fast." "Maybe you should have saved all that speed." "Maybe, but this is a great show. I never saw such a wonderful crowd. I'll shoot the works in the final tomorrow," says Jesse. Morning, August 3, 1936. Owens' room at the Olympic Village. His coach says, "The Nazis are unhappy about black athletes doing so well here. Albritton and Johnson already won medals in the high jump. And the record you set yesterday is being disallowed. The officials say that you were helped by a strong tailwind." His record was being disallowed. They're saying a strong wind helped him break the world record, so they're not going to count it. But Jesse takes it in stride. He says, "It's not a big deal, Coach. I can't let them get into my head." And they're ready to start the race. On your marks, ready, go. In the third and final 100-meter heat, Owens broke fast from the starting line. He sped to a tight victory, only 1/10 of a second ahead of his American teammate Frank Wyckoff. Coach says, "The 100-meter final is less than an hour away. Focus on your start. You can't afford not to be off at the gun. Focus on the gun." "Coach, don't worry. I feel good. As good as I've ever felt." August 3, 1936, 5 o'clock p.m. In the 100-meter finals, Jesse was joined by his American teammates Frank Wyckoff and Ralph Metcalf. But his toughest competition was Erich Borchmeyer, the German favorite. Jesse thinks to himself, "I can't let this muddy track bother me. I have to focus on the others. Borchmeyer's fast, real fast. I'm glad Frank and Ralph are racing with me, though." Owens was the favorite to win the race, but Hitler had hopes for a German victory. Hitler thinks, "Borchmeyer looks good. He should easily beat the Americans." "Focus on the gun," thinks Jesse. On your marks, ready, and they're off. "I've got Borchmeyer and Strandberg beat, but where are the others?" Jesse thinks to himself. Well, Owens crossed the finish line at 10.3 seconds. The 100-meter gold medal was his, and the crowd roars, "Jesse, Jesse." How do you think Hitler felt about that? Not very happy. Jesse took his place atop the winner's stand. Ralph Metcalf won the silver medal, and Holland's Martinus Ozendarp took the bronze. It was the proudest moment of Jesse's life, but his historic performance had only just begun. Thank you for listening, and we'll continue tomorrow.